Hi, this is Margot, and I'm going to show you today how to get all the meat out of one of these lovely little critters, a good old New England lobster. Okay, for starters, when they come out of the water, out of the boiling water, which I'm not going to show you, they sometimes have a lot of water in them. So it's very helpful to start taking them apart before you start trying to get the meat out, and then emptying the water out so that it doesn't end up on your plate. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the whole claws and just twist them so they come off like that. Right away. Just twist. And they come right off. Okay? Then you want to take these parts, and here you've got the claw and the arm, and you want to go against the joint like that to break them right off like that. Okay? This probably won't have much water in it. And then this part, work the jaw a little bit. Yeah, see how much water just came out? That's good. Okay, now let's do the other one. Just so you know, this is the cutting claw right here, and this one, the bigger one, is the crusher claw. Okay, so we want to go against the joint here, just like that, and then do that. See how much water comes out? You don't want that water on your plate, so find a place that you can dump it. I mean, I just put it in my regular tray. Okay, now, to take these apart, you basically just pull that against the joint, and depending on the season, and once you get rid of it, you can just get rid of all these things. Depending on the season, you might get a hard shell or a soft shell. These are sort of medium, so it doesn't take too much to break them. If you need to break them, if they're really, really tough, you might want to get out a hammer, or you might want to get out a great big knife and give them a cut across the top, but that way you can get the whole thing out. All this white stuff here, that's just fat. You don't need that. Okay, let's do the other claw. You just go against the joint. And then check, oh, it's still dripping, check to see if maybe part of it is still in there. Okay, so you might want to go here, and this is about the only tool I'll use. Just a nut pick, and just pull it out so you can get that little piece. Come on, baby. There we go. Nice piece of meat. Nice piece of meat. And just start putting them on your plate. Okay, then this one, we'll just break it. Again, if you need to cut it with a big knife, hit it about here. See where this is? Hit it right about there, and then you can cut it, and it will crush just fine. Okay, there we go. I get this excess, just fatty stuff. You can get that off. Okay, now these legs. Again, they're very, very. Oops, sorry about hit the tripod. Okay, now these are really, really sharp, so you want to be kind of careful with those. But again, against the joint like that, so you can pull it apart, and then you can just stick your finger in, usually one direction or the other, and then you can get that whole joint of meat, right there. Get rid of that. Again, break it, stick your finger in, or use your helpful little thing here to push. Just push, pull it out, and there you go. Get rid of this extra fat. You don't need that. One more piece. Do we have a claw in there? No, there's nothing in there. That's probably still on the body. Let's try this one. Again, against it. And don't impale yourself on those little sharp pieces. Just push your finger in there, take it right out. Really, really easy. Push it in. If it doesn't go out easily one direction, try the other direction. There you go. There, nice piece of meat. Beautiful piece of lobster meat. Okay, now, where are we? There we go. Here's our lobster that doesn't have any claws anymore. You know, you can get bargains sometimes on lobsters, pistols and culls. A cull is a lobster that is missing one of its claws, and a pistol is this, a lobster with no claws. And sometimes when they're in the lobster cars a long time, sometimes they fight and they lose a claw. But the real meat, of course, is in this wonderful tail. The way you get it off, and yet I see people in these, you know, the lazy man's lobster or something like that, and they cut it down there. I mean, that is just such a waste. You just take it like this, hold on to the lobster here, hold on to it here, and just twist back and forth a couple of times, and it comes right apart. It's really, really easy. Again, you're bending it against the joint. Put the body down. And here we go. We've got all sorts of things here we can take a look at. If you want to know how to tell whether it's male or female, that's where you can do that. If these first ones are kind of hard and stiff, it's male. If they're kind of floppy like this and feathery, it's female. You can also tell because there's some roe in this one. Can you see that nice roe right there? The green stuff. Yeah, the green stuff, everybody goes ick. That's the tamale. Yum. That's just liver. It's just fine. You don't have to eat it, but those of us that eat a lot of lobster end up eating a lot of it anyway. We like it. So now you've got this wonderful tail. And how do you get all that meat out? Well, you take the tail feathers and you just grab your hand just like this, and again, against the joint, and just go right like that. Get rid of that. And now you have a little piece of tail meat right here, and the tail comes here. And you just take your thumb, stretch that out, and just push in. Sometimes it takes a little bit. You might have to go back and forth. And again, we're dripping a little bit. So do it someplace that, and push, and look at that. Pops right out. Beautiful piece of meat. Now, if you've got a female, you might have some roe. I'm going to clean out this. Yep, I did eat it. Here we go. We have the roe, and we're going to separate these two pieces of the tail. Just right down there. And the red stuff, right here, the coral, that's roe. That's good to eat. Here's some more of it. And sometimes you'll see it a little bit black. That's okay. And then you have this nice long piece. Now, occasionally you'll find some extra pieces of things in there. That's what we call the, like in shrimp, they call it the vein, but it's also really the digestive tract. So you want to get that out. So this strip is very nice. I just separated that out. And you go this one, and then you find the digestive tract right here, right down here, and you pull that out and throw it out. And you're all set. And I would separate out these two halves of the tail, and you got a lot of good meat right there. That's the best part of the meat. Okay, now we still have the body. Now I know a lot of people just at this point just say, I'm going to throw in the towel, or they hand the body to my dad. This is the way you get to deal with the body. Now these are just chicken-sized lobsters. A chicken lobster is about 1.25 pounds, so they aren't really very big. And I know a lot of people like to suck on these little legs. Personally, until you get to about 2-pound lobster, you really can't fish out much meat from them, so I don't deal with the legs. But the body is very interesting. Put your thumb right down in the middle of that. Yes, right in the middle of all the green stuff, and pull the top off. There. And you might even find a little more roe in there. You might. Yep, there you go. There's a little roe. Throw that out. Okay. Still got part of the tail on that. I don't need that. Okay, so here, I'm going to clean out the tamale here. Here, I'll throw that out just to make you feel better. Okay, when you've got that, here's the inside, here's the front, here are all the legs. And then this part right here, you want to put your 2 thumbs on either side of it and split it. Now, the reason you want to do that is that at where the joints come in for all these individual legs, there's a nice hunk of meat. Look at that, nice big hunk of meat. So you can go in there once you split it and pull out that nice knuckle meat. And you can get it on each of these. Okay, and remember I said that there was, we lost one on the claw? Well, there's a piece of it right there. And here the legs are going to fall off, don't worry about that. But notice that you can see you can feel it, but this cartilage here is in between each of these knuckles, and you want to just pull out the little bit of meat in between all of those little bits of cartilage. You can feel it, you can tell whether it's the meat or not that way, and then just feel your way through it. If it feels like the meat, that's great. There are some other things in there. So there's some gills. You find these little things, they look sort of like they're feathery. I'm trying to look for them. I guess maybe they're not quite in this one, but just feel for the meat right up there in the knuckles. Oh, you find some other things in there. If it doesn't feel like meat, don't eat it. Go in here. Yep, there's another nice knuckle right there. Not a knuckle. It just feels different. It isn't a knuckle. And just go in and pick out all these things. If you want to get your little nut pick out there, you might be able to find a little bit more. But essentially, just go through, find those knuckles. There it is. There's another nice knuckle, nice piece of meat right there. Another nice piece of meat right in there. I think we've pretty much got it. There might be a few more. Oh, wait a minute. There are a couple other knuckles there. You can just start taking it apart. Find that knuckle meat. Okay. Find the knuckle meat. And then here, remember we took off that claw and I said it's probably still on the body? Here's one. There's a really nice big knuckle for the whole claw. Look at that huge piece of meat we just pulled out of there. That's nice. And then use your little nut pick a little bit. Pull out some more. And there you go. a nice plate of lobster meat from one chicken lobster. Bon appetit!